Am I putting this where I want to put it? I'm just making sure that it's going where I want to put it. Okay, I think we're there. All right, welcome everyone. My name is Rachel Garcia. I'm going to be sharing some information with you tonight that I think could be totally life-changing for you and your family. It was life-changing for my family when I took a look at this back in 2008. I will briefly tell you, I live in Jacksonville Beach, Florida. I am a mom of two boys, 15 and 18. My boys were 9 months old and 3 years old when I first took a look at this. I've been married for 25 years and I'm a physician assistant. I practiced medicine as a PA, wrote over 200 prescriptions a day for about 20 years. I walked away from practicing medicine in 2019 because I've just found a much better way to help people, guys. My husband's a general contractor and we were really up to our necks in work in 2008 when my brothers asked me to take a look at this. We had just invested $100,000 in two separate businesses, a skincare retail store, as well as a construction company. We were both still working our full-time jobs and we had a 9-month-old and a 3-year-old at home. I just hired a nanny who I was paying a lot of money and she was essentially raising my kids, which was killing me. But when you spend 8.5 years and $100,000 on your education, just deciding not to be a PA anymore was not an option. So we had a lady in our house every day. My boys called her mom. And I was looking for a way out. I thought the skincare retail store, the construction company would be those things that allowed me to have time freedom, not to stop being a PA, but to have time freedom to spend more time with my kids, go on field trips, be with their, volunteering in the classroom. And it was this third company that we kind of stumbled into thinking that we were doing, I thought I was doing my brothers a favor by looking at their presentation. You probably think you're doing someone a favor tonight, but really, the secret is it's a gift. It's an absolute gift. And when I watched this presentation, I recognized the truth behind what they were talking about in regards to our health immediately. So as a PA, I was not taught about nutrition in medical school. I was taught about writing prescriptions. There's a fantastic book. I usually have it right here with me called The Truth About Cancer. I highly recommend you read it to understand why is it that I was taught about writing prescriptions in medical school and not about nutrition. Nutrition is so important. How your body works is so important. And I believe we're overprescribed. And I do believe with all of my heart that if you get rid of the junk, toxins that we've been consuming our whole lives, and we pour plant-based nutrition in, your body will work the way that it was made to work. And we won't deal with 95% of the diseases that we're dealing with. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit tonight, what caught my attention when I first looked at this, but I'm also going to talk about the money part. The money part is not for everybody, although I do know that multiple streams of income is wise. I do know that many Americans live paycheck to paycheck. I know that all of you know multiple streams of income is wise, but most of us think, how do I get another stream of income? Getting another job typically is not feasible for most people. We only have so many hours in the day. And investing in whether it's real estate or franchise, you have to have money and time to do both of those things. What if I could show you a way to create a weekly check with 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week of work? See, the problem is most people aren't willing to commit 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week of work from your phone, from wherever you want to sit on your phone. But if you could commit that and you could create a weekly check that comes in for decades to come and grows over time, why would you not look a little bit more closely at what we have here? I walked away from practicing medicine because I believe so strongly in what I'm about to share with you. And we have multiple physicians who work with us who now recommend these products in their practices. Many of our products are in the physician's desk reference. And I think I'm going to blow your mind with what I'm about to walk you through. So the name of the company is Pure. It stands for People United Reaching Everyone. We believe that everyone deserves to have this information, whether or not you choose to be a customer with this company, totally up to you, obviously. Most people, though, who watch this presentation choose to be a customer. So I want you to think of it like joining Costco or joining Amazon, but no membership fee. So I thought I was healthy. This is me in 2008, working 12, 14 hours a day, writing 200 prescriptions a day. I was in the OR half the week, cutting cancers out of people, never saw my kids. I struggled with weight. I struggled with sleep issues. My 3-year-old struggled with severe poop once a week, constipation issues. And I was told to put him on Miralax. Miralax is antifreeze in a bottle. Put no one you love on Miralax. And so I was trying to do all the stuff on my own. I have a master's degree in clinical medical sciences. So I would go into the health food store and I had done my research and I knew what I wanted. I also will tell you my nephew, my sister's son, was diagnosed with severe autism that summer. And I sat with my sister and her son, who does nothing but scream all day long at the age of 3. He was still in diapers. As the physician told her, Bo will never speak. He will never have more than the mind of a 3-year-old. And I wanted to know why. Why did he have autism? What was it from? Was it genetics? Was it vaccinations? So I went to work doing research, and that led me down this path of learning what you put into your bodies and what you don't put into your bodies really matters. So my brothers called me and said, hey, will you take a look at this company? And I told them I'm not interested in a business. We've just started 2 businesses. I don't have time to take a shower. And they said, we know you're really into nutrition. Will you just take a look at the products the company offers? So I watched a presentation like this. I heard about their philosophy of cleansing your body of toxins, balancing out your pH, pouring alkalinizing food into your body, building your trillions of cells up with whole raw food, plant-based nutrition. And I knew it was truth. And I said, I'm in, give me everything they've got. And 3 months later, I dropped about 32 pounds. My sleep issues resolved in a week. My son's constipation issues resolved in a week. My husband also dropped a tremendous amount of weight. In fact, this is my husband in mid-30s on the left and 51 on the right. But he had serious anger and depression issues. We were 10 years of marriage when we found out about Pure, and those ups and downs with his mood were just, gosh, it was hard on our marriage. Within 6 weeks, all those crazy ups and downs were gone. My boys are now 15 and 18. They've never seen their dad the way I did the first 10 years of marriage. It makes them think differently about their father. In fact, my 18-year-old who's visiting home from Clemson is playing pool downstairs with him right now. Very different relationship than they would have had he not found something that totally changed his mood. The biggest change for me was this little redheaded guy on the left is my nephew, Bo, who was totally nonverbal at 3. He became verbal. Full sentences 3 months after starting on this regimen. He just graduated from the high school that I graduated from this past May. I will tell you, this is what I know. Bo was nonverbal. We were told he would never speak and always be in diapers. We introduced Pure. He was speaking, became potty trained, started going to a school that was not for autistic children. Nobody could tell me that this was not radical change and extremely important for the world to know about. As I began to share it, I began to understand that it affected not just children who were on the spectrum. It affected everyone with any health issue you can imagine. So there's 2 groups of people attracted to what we have. Some are attracted to the income, some are attracted to the health. Money isn't everything, guys, but it ranks right up there with oxygen. I'm dealing with a father who's aging right now, and I want you to know that living a middle-class life in your 40s, 50s is very different from living a middle-class life in your 80s and 90s. How do you want to live out the last 10 years of your life? Setting yourself up now with those weekly checks can be the difference between how you live those last 10 years. What makes us different from other companies out there? Oh gosh, there's so much, but I'll tell you the important things that I think make us different. One, we're for everybody. If you're going to sell something or you're going to offer a service, it should be for everybody who has a body. 100% of the demographic, it just makes it easier. I used to sell an expensive skincare product just for the women willing to spend $100 a month on their skin. It's a small portion of the demographic. It's a hard sell. What we have is for everybody who has a body, men, women, children, their parents, even their dogs and cats. It's a consumable product. So they repeat purchase over and over again, rather than our friends who sell jewelry or pots and pans from Pampered Chef that they buy one time and never repeat purchase. Ours are a consumable product. You run out after 30 days. What makes us really different is how many people repeat purchase. 93 out of 100 people who start with our starter package that services your body, cleanses the toxins out, and pours nutrition in for 30 days, it's less than $10 a day, choose on their own, unsolicited, to repeat purchase 2 or 3 of our products every month going forward. I want you to think of yourself like a vending machine. If you share this with friends and they start with the starter package because they hear our trainings on the importance of servicing your body, your one irreplaceable asset, like you service your car, your air conditioning, your phone, and they choose to service their body, and then they choose unsolicited, 93 out of 100, choose to repurchase over and over and over again, and you get a little bit of income every time they repurchase. It's the company's way of saying thank you so much for sharing this with your friends who continue to purchase from us. We become their marketers. We're a 15-year-old company. I have seen companies come and go. It's a fact that 98% of all companies that start are out of business within 5 years. 2% of them make it past 5 years. We're 15 years old. Less than 100,000 Americans even know we exist. We're totally debt-free and we're growing month after month. Business model is recommended by some of the most brilliant minds of our time. These guys are billionaires. Don't listen to people who are broke tell you what businesses will and won't work. They do not have the confidence to take risks. Take advice from people who have taken risks, who have created residual income streams, and say to you that this business model is the best business model for any Americans to start a business in. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki, author, is the reason I opened the skincare retail store as well as the construction company. I was shocked in 2010 when he came out with the book, The Business of the 21st Century. And in it, he said, this business model is the business of the 21st century. It is the best business for people to get started in with a low investment, with a low overhead that can create with very little effort residual income while you're sleeping. That's a big deal. I will also tell you those billionaires say that every American should have a small business on the side for the tax benefits. So leveraging your time, spending 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week to create a business that grows by itself 3, 5, 7, 10 years from now is something that's really hard to find. I was attracted to how it started in a clinical practice. They were teaching the philosophy of cleanse, balance, build to their patients. They had a 3-year waiting list after 30 years of recommending this regimen. And after that, they said, you know what? 3 years is too long for people to wait. Just because we don't have enough healthcare providers, we shouldn't make people wait this long. We're going to start a company, but we're just going to spread it by word of mouth. So you, by inviting people just to take a look at something like this, would become one of their marketers. So instead of paying a marketing firm, they're now paying us because word of mouth is best. See, after 20 years of practicing medicine and 15 years of sharing this message, I believe that over 95% of the diseases and illnesses we face are the result of these 3 things. We're toxic from drinking out of plastic water bottles, plastic containers, putting saran wrap on our food. Our food is being sprayed by guys wearing hazmat suits and gases that they must wear gas masks for, and we're consuming that. So we're literally being poisoned. We're out of balance. We're not moving enough. Sitting is the new smoking. We eat too much sugar. My gosh, if you could see the amount of sugar that the kids are consuming, that we're consuming, and the drinks that we're drinking, just the drinks alone. We're acidic because we're eating more meat, dairy, sugar, soda, coffee, and bread than we are plants. And we're not getting enough sleep. I like to talk about the acidic alkaline balance, but we'll focus on these things that everybody's aware of right now. And then we're lacking in nutrition. And I'll tell you, when you're not consuming enough plants and you're eating more packaged processed foods than you are plants, your body lives in this prone to disease and infection state. Multiple books, multiple studies have been published showing the more plants you eat, the less likely disease and infection are to wreak havoc on your body. The Journal of Nutrition came out saying that children, more than half of them, are not getting the vitamins and minerals that they need. So we're trying to supplement. Or most of you have cabinets that look like this. If you hear another wave of the virus going around, you start taking your stuff, but nobody takes it consistently. Or if you do, can you tell when you take it? Can you tell when you don't? Are you hodgepodging your regimen together from 5 different companies? Our stuff works symbiotically together perfectly. And what happens is 93 out of 100 people repeat purchase unsolicited. They have a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. So if you're using supplements right now and you cannot tell when you take them, there's no change in your lab work, there's no change in how you feel, you probably should take a serious look at making a switch, at least for 30 days, to service your one irreplaceable asset. Most people spend more money on their phone. Or if you take your car in for a servicing and they say, oh, you need new tires and brakes, like they did for my car a couple months ago, it's $4,000, Miss Garcia. We do it. We service that car. But I've had multiple cars throughout my life, and I will have many more cars in the future. I only get one body. It's less than $10 a day to cleanse the toxins out and pour the nutrition in 30 days. You cannot eat your way out of the situation. We've known this for decades. In 2010, they came out with multiple studies that basically said you'd have to eat 8 oranges, 80 cups of spinach, 99 ears of corn, and 2 cups of wheat to get the same nutrition our grandparents got from one of each of those things in 1960. Cleansing, balancing, building is the answer. We have 7 channels that God gave us to eliminate through: our lungs, our liver, our skin, our lymphatic system, kidneys, blood, and intestines. All those things need to be cleansed out, just like cleansing out the air filter in your car or in your air conditioning. We have to balance out the pH, help your pH to be where it's supposed to be by pouring alkalinizing foods in, whole raw food nutrition, and then building your cells up with that plant-based nutrition. We have a whole medical board of physicians who literally recommend these products to their patients over prescriptions. Many of our products are in the physician's desk reference. I'm going to start you off with the starter package. Those 7 products that I talked about that we call our starter package that cleanse, balance, and build. You use them every day for 30 days. And when you do, these are the 6 things that most people notice within 4 weeks. Sleeping like a rock happened for me. That leads to more energy, of course. So if you're dropping in the afternoon, you need a nap, you're taking stimulants to get through the day, stimulants that negatively affect your adrenal glands, your thyroid, your kidney. Maybe we should take a look at trying something, maybe trying less stimulation, less pain. Are you popping pills all day long to decrease the feelings in your hands or your hip? Better bowel habits, whether you go too much or too little, just so you know, this is a serious issue in our country. We're not consuming enough fiber, the omega-3s that decrease the inflammation in your gut. This could be something you've been looking for a very long time. And I'm going to show you where you can go see testimonies of people who struggled with their bowels for decades, found Pure, got on the Core Complete, and within days saw changes, and within weeks saw complete resolution of issues that they'd struggled with for decades. Better mood, although you don't notice it, like my husband who would go up and down. He never noticed when he was angry and sad and awful. I noticed. And so the change positively affected me and our marriage. And then weight loss. Now, I only lost 3 pounds my first month, but by the end of 3 months, I'd lost 32 pounds. If you are over 40, you're self-medicating, you have pills you carry in your bag and you can't go anywhere without them, you're buying over-the-counter medications on a regular basis, you're on prescription medications, you should look at our Core Complete. This is our second starter package. It includes these superfruits that have been used for thousands of years in the areas where they're grown. Goji, acai, noni, mangosteen, known in clinical studies published here in the US for over 3 decades now to be huge with helping for things like libido, bowel issues, inflammation, pain, mood, hair and nail growth. So you might want to take a look at those if you're struggling with any of those things. People ask all the time, this seems like a lot of stuff. I don't know that I could do it. How do you get it in? Well, this is my boys when they were very young consuming the product. We take shots every morning in this house, and it's morphed into smoothies lately, but we either do shots or smoothies every single day. My 16-year-old spoke in front of a small group last Wednesday and told everyone why he takes it every day. And he says, I can feel the difference. He's recently done a study in his debate class on vegan diet versus carnivore diet, and he saw firsthand the statistics on someone's blood and their body and their health when they consume more plants than they do meat. He also told me this past weekend, Mom, when I do not consume my, we call them my juices in the morning, I feel antsy in class. I feel like I need to get up and run around. I feel like I need to talk to the teacher, talk to somebody, and it's very distracting. And I have to have extreme self-control to make it through the day. So he pours his juices every single morning before he goes to school. My boys are also weightlifting guys. They've been consuming these core products their whole lives. And recently they've started with the sports line as well. And if you're looking for someone in your family to build, add on muscle, look at the sports line. This is the smoothie that we make in our house every single morning. We can show the recipe, and we also have educational tools on our websites teaching you how to consume the products and how we get them in our kids. So purelifechangers.com is a wealth of information. It's a website we put together so you can hear what the doctors have to say about the products, hear what people have to say about the products who've been using them and how it's affected their health, and get educated on anything that I'm not talking about tonight, because I'm trying to get this done in a very small amount of time. We have a skincare line straight from Korea. Remember, I used to sell the most expensive and the best skincare in Ponte Vedra, Florida. This whole kit's $188. It lasts 3 months. 98% of users see results in 2 weeks in fine lines, wrinkles, and dark spots. We have a phenomenal collagen product that's mixed with biotin and some of the best probiotics you can find that knocks out 3 products that most women are currently buying, but also a percentage of the proceeds from every box of this collagen that's sold goes to a nonprofit organization, Love Justice International, which currently has over 500 boots on the ground, working to stop children from being sex trafficked. Powerful, powerful company we partnered with, and I'm so proud of us for doing that. Changing Lives with Pure. Ask whoever invited you to add you to this Facebook page. I call it TripAdvisor for Pure. So you can go on there and see thousands and thousands of testimonies that have been posted in the last 5 years. You can use the search boxes we're doing here to type in ADHD, migraines, liver function tests, kidneys, whatever it is you're struggling with, dementia, and see real live testimonies from other people struggled with the same thing that you're struggling with and what their results have been and what they used. So that's a fantastic source as well. You guys, my goal in sharing this is to help 100 people lock in $10,000 worth of residual income. I'm going to say that again. My goal in sharing this is to help 100 people lock in $10,000 per week of residual income. Do I believe I can do that? Absolutely. In the beginning, my goal was to get everybody with a membership with Pure, to get them all on the starter package. But I kept running into people who tears are running down their face saying, I need this, but I can't afford $289 for the starter package. And I realized we had a much bigger problem. These 100 people and I will go change the world together. Right now, we have thousands of people making weekly checks. If you're looking to make a weekly check, I'm going to tell you the average person that gets started with us wants to make $1,000 a month. It's not difficult to do. I don't know who you know. I don't know how good you are at following directions. I don't know if you'll use your 30 minutes, 5 days a week, the way that we tell you to use it and what to do with that time. But if you call people and invite them to take a look, like someone invited you tonight, all you need is 2 people partnered with you to start to share this with others, and your whole future can change. This company's not going anywhere. E-commerce is the future. Health and wellness is the future. If you're ready to get started with the products today and just be a customer, guys, go to livepure.com. I started with the family package because I didn't want to just service my body. I didn't want to say to my sister, no, you and Bo can't have the products that are just for me. I wanted to service my whole family's body. So I got the family package. But you can start with the Core Plus. The Reset Plus is a metabolic reset program we have that's tremendous. If you're over 40 and you're doing everything you can to lose weight, and what you did when you were in 20s didn't work, or isn't working anymore, it includes the entire Core Plus some fat burners and metabolism boosters that are tremendous. Take a look on purelifechangers.com at the Reset tab. You can choose to be a preferred customer, 25% off, no membership fee, no obligation to ever purchase again. 93% chance you will. But if you're listening to this tonight and you're concerned about funds, you've been looking for an additional stream of income, you know someone that you think should look at this, I would encourage you to consider being a brand partner. It's $49 to get a business with Pure as a brand partner. You get to write it off on your taxes. And what we do is plug you in to an online training where you begin to learn what to do in those 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. Again, whether or not you do it, I can't come into your house and make you. But if you've been looking for a way to create an additional income stream, this could be that thing you're looking for. We have a special section on our training site just for VIPs. People who choose to join with the family package, they get their brand partner fee waived, they get their shipping waived, and they have actual hands-on mentoring and coaching from our 6- and 7-figure earners, as well as Q&A sessions and special calls. We have an annual training event in which we take a full day and train on nutrition and a full day and train on business. And that's coming up this coming February in Jacksonville. That's something that myself and my leaders offer to you on our team. So if you're like, there's so much that I want to learn and I just don't have time, you can get to this event in Jacksonville. We take the time out of our days and a lot of finances to put this on for you to come and learn how to best get this information out to others. Also, VIPs have access to our leadership retreats that we run twice a year. We did Helen, Georgia a couple months ago. This next one is Asheville, and all of my leaders, the race is on. They're trying to earn this trip. We've changed so many lives in the last few years. Kristen and Skip took a look at this, and Kristen had just walked away from a full-time income that kept her away from her girls over 150 nights a year. Skip did work with Phil Knight in the past, and as soon as he saw that Phil Knight was one of our investors, he said, I'm in, we're doing this. And Kristen found that replacement income that she's able to build from her pool, and hasn't missed one moment of her girls' high school careers rather than missing all of their elementary and middle school careers. One of the first people Kristen called was Cozy, who was raising 4 kids by herself after losing her husband to cancer. And Cozy sat down, called people, invited them to watch a presentation like this, and made $32,000 her first 12 weeks. David and Lindley sat down on a Sunday afternoon and called 50 people, inviting them to take a look, and then moved. So they plugged these 50 people into a presentation just like this. 20 actually watched, 13 decided to get involved, 10 just as customers, 3 as business builders. And then David and Lindley got a call, a promotion for David's job, and moved away for 6 months. And those 2 people plugged into our system, went to work, And we began to invite people that they knew to take a look. And 6 months later, David and Lindley had earned $102,000. Does everyone do that? No. But this is an example of what can happen when you find two. Josh and Ashley paid off over $30,000 in debt in their first 5 weeks of joining Pure. Colette is a social influencer who has chosen to partner with us to promote our products and earned the trip to Greece, the 5-star luxury trip to Greece. We were just there together less than a month ago. How do you make money? There's 2 ways. You can build teams of people who decide they're going to share it with others, or you can just share it with people that you know want to consume the products. If you have 20 customers consuming 3 products a month, you'll make $1,000 a month. Customers typically turn into team builders. And I show this picture for a reason. I wanted to address the elephant in the room. Is it a pyramid? I say, what is that? You mean like your job? You mean like my job where I worked, where the doctor made the most, then the CFO, then the other doctors, then the PAs, then the nurses and the secretaries. Secretaries can't make as much as the doctor. Only one person can make that much money. That is not the case here. I make more than the person who told me and the person who told them and the person who told them. Why? Because I had my blinders on. I did 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week, and I did not quit. No matter what was going on, I did not stop sharing. What I want you to see is your friend, you are only building 2 positions. So whoever invited you tonight, they're going to keep sharing it. And you're either going to be at the top of their organization like Jen right here, or you're going to be down here like Jason, who's benefiting Jen. See, whoever invited you is going to put people on your team. They only have 2 places to put people, their left side or their right side. So they're going to keep putting people on your team. And you're going to begin to get emails saying, Linda, join your team. Jason, join your team. Linda, Jason, Steven's orders are going to go into a savings account for Jen. And when she decides to start sharing it, whether that's 6 weeks from now, 6 months from now, 6 years from now, she has a savings account that's been created for her that she can begin to cash in on. So if you're thinking this might be for you, stay on for a minute, get your questions answered at the end. There's no cap to what you can make. We've been around 15 years. If it wasn't real, we would have been out of business within the first 3 years. We are real. We are moving and we're moving fast. We just started doing social media this year. $49 is the enrollment fee. The monthly overhead is 3 products a month. If you can't afford that and you have a customer, Aunt Betty, who does pay and order 3 months of products a month, your monthly overhead is covered. And then you just go place your order. You can start wherever you want. You can start with the Core Plus and then pay the $49 to be a brand partner. I recommend the family pack. Lots of benefits that go along with the family pack. It's actually $4,000 worth of products for $2,500. So you're getting $1,500 worth of our products for free. You're getting everything, the Core Complete, the Sports Line, our Metabolic Reset, our seasonal products that are huge for allergies and eczema, skin defense that I spray on the airplane instead of using the toxic hand sanitizer. You've got our Sensia skincare. You've got our brand new Magic weight loss product. You've got our Me Collagen Pro. Everything is in this package, plus enough for you and 3 other family members to be serviced for 30 days. It's a great buy. On top of that, you're getting additional bonuses from the company, set up for additional bonuses. You're getting access to our Q&A VIP calls. You're getting access to our VIP Life Changer leadership retreats. This is, if you're going to spend the money on a business, you can't start a business, you guys, for less than this. I know a guy right now who spent hundreds of thousands of dollars to open a gym. He will not make a profit for 5 years. He's living in that gym. He's there every time I'm there, over 12 hours a day. This is $49. The most you can spend is like $2,500 to get started here. And you eat that investment. Your training is online for free. Whether or not you do it is up to you. I wish that you had to spend like $10,000 to get started here, because people would be more likely to be consistent and actually do it before giving up. I wish you had to start at $2,500 to get started, because people who come in with the Core Plus and choose to be a brand partner often quit because it's not simple. It's not easy. You've got to invite. You've got to invite people to take a look. I'm just real, guys. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. If you don't think it's for you, you're right. It's not for you, but it could be that thing you've been looking for that changes your life. So go to livepure.com, throw into the shopping cart what it is you're interested in getting started with as a brand partner. I recommend, again, the family package. Go throw that in, check out, and choose to be a brand partner. Be sure to put the name of the person who invited you. These are all the people that we helped earn a trip to Italy, 5-star luxury retreat last year with Pure. When my husband and I first started, we earned all the trips, just him and I, like 5 trips. And then I began to figure out how to help you, how to help other people earn the trips. These are all the people, more than went to Italy, went to Greece with us just 3 weeks ago. Every walk of life, every background you can imagine, different ages, different colors, everything. Anybody can do this. Doesn't matter your education level. If you can be committed And you can follow a system for 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. You can do this. George Clooney was at this resort 5 days before we got there. This is myself and a few of our friends just hanging out at the pool. And we're going to Switzerland in September of next year. If you're watching this tonight, there is no reason why you cannot join us in Switzerland, September of next year on a 5-star luxury retreat. If you don't change, if you're unhappy where you are, years will pass and you will get older and you'll be getting closer to that 85, 90-year-old mark and nothing will change. Get uncomfortable. Do something a little uncomfortable. Hold yourself accountable. Tell us you want to be held accountable to this decision that you've made, and let's see how your life changes. And so I'm going to stay on for just a minute and answer questions. I will tell you this, get back to the person who invited you. If it's not for you, it's not for you. Totally fine. But if it is for you, give it to them, let them know. And let's get you started and start changing that life so that you're not struggling for cash anymore, or you've started something that you can build and leave to your children. Thanks so much for joining. So I just stopped the recording. There's quite a few of you on. I'm going to just pause for a minute and say, does anybody have any questions? People go, oh, I'm going to go research. Okay, well, you've got me here. I'm live. I'll answer any questions you have. And I'm very real. And I'll tell you very quickly, if it doesn't sound like it's for you, Bob, it doesn't sound like it's for you. Okay, but whatever your questions are, someone's saying to me, I have no time. Sounds great, but I have no time. I know I had no time when I got started. I literally made one phone call every day on the way to work. That's what I did. Hey, Beth, I know we haven't talked in a little bit. I know you know multiple streams of income is wise. If I send you a video, will you watch? That's what I did every day. And sometimes when I would call them back in the evenings, I'll send it to you. I'll check back in with you tonight. They wouldn't answer the phone. They wouldn't have watched it, whatever. I knew that it changed my nephew's life. And that if I could affect one autistic family's life a year, then it was worth me making that call every day. I now know better ways to build this faster. I wish someone had told me, sit down and call as many people as you know in one afternoon. We now have proof that that works really well. Some of those people whose numbers I was sharing with you, they sat down and called as many people as they knew in one afternoon. We show you what to do. We show you what to say. And we start inviting. Someone's asking, Tanya, what weight loss products are the best for weight loss and energy? So I really recommend, Tanya, number one, the core, don't start with anything other than the core plus. Like that's the basics. Okay. Everybody loses weight on the core plus. But really you might want to look at the metabolic reset, which incorporates the core plus. And then after the first 7 days, you're literally just consuming the core plus along with the metabolic reset. And then weeks 2, 3, and 4, we're telling you when to eat. I'll tell you what, you eat a lot. The difference is you're eating every 3 hours. We tell you when to eat, we tell you what to eat, and you would want to make sure you add the Magic. Magic is our newest weight loss product. It has berberine in it that is phenomenal. People who struggle with insulin resistance are seeing really, really great results with that. So look at the metabolic reset. Again, you can go to purelifechangers.com, click the reset tab, and you'll see information on that and what that looks like. Someone else is saying to me, I don't have money. That's exactly why I like to talk about this. I grew up in a family with no money. I grew up in one of 7 children, and I knew I didn't want to raise my kids with no money the way I was raised. So I went to school, I got good grades. I actually got into medical school and freaked out last minute. I was like, I'm going to go for 12 years. I'm going to go be a PA or whatever that is. And that took me 3 more years to get into. And I graduated at the top of my class, got into the highest paying fields that a derm can get into. So I made more money than most doctors do, but I was still with the handcuffs. I had no time. Right now I had money, but I had no time. And so I will tell you, money with no time is no good. I wasn't able to spend the time with the people that were most important to me. And so I'm just going to tell you, if you're struggling with finances now, you've got to find a way. You've got to find something, friend. If this isn't it, that's okay. But find something that you can do a little bit that will begin to pay you so that 5, 10 years from now, you're not in the state of, I can't afford $289. You've got to do something to get out of that situation you're in. This might not be it, but it's the answer for many people. Okay. You're welcome, Tanya. Okay. You guys, I hope this was helpful. Thanks so much for joining us. I do this live every Monday night. There's a whole group of pure life changers who are going to be cruising this weekend through the Caribbean. And so I get back on Monday and I'll be doing this again next Monday night. If you live in the Jacksonville area, my husband and I are opening our home this coming Wednesday night for anybody to see the presentation live and see multiple presenters and testimonies in addition to what you just heard from me tonight. Thanks so much for joining. Take care, everybody. Have a great night. Oh, one more question. Yes. Oh, thank you, Kifia.